Gurubhyo Namaha. द्वादशोऽध्यायः ध्यानम्। ॐ विद्युद्दामसमप्रभां मृगपदी स्कन्दस्थितां भीषणां कन्याभिः करवालखेटविलसद्दस्ताभिरासेवितां हस्तैश्चक्रगदादिशिकेटविशिकांश्चापं गुणं तर्जनीम् बिभ्राणामणलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे। ॐ देव्योवाच येभिस्तवैश्च मां नित्यं स्तोष्यते यः समाहितः तस्याहं सकलां बाधां नाशयिष्याम्यसंशयम्। मधुकैटभनाशं च महिषासुरघातनं कीर्तयिष्यन्ति ये तद्वद् वदं शुम्भनिशुम्भयोः। अष्टम्यां च चतुर्दश्यां नवम्यां चैकचेतसः श्रोष्यन्ति चैव ये भक्त्या मम माहात्म्यमुत्तमम्। न तेषां दुष्कृतं किञ्चित् दुष्कृतोऽथा च न भविष्यति न दारिद्र्यं नैचैवेष्टवियोजनं। शत्रुतो न भयं तस्य दस्युतो वा न राजतः न शस्त्राणलतो यौगात् कदाचित् सम्भविष्यति। तस्मान्ममैदन्माहात्म्यं पठितव्यं समाहितैः श्रोतव्यं च सदा भक्त्या परं स्वस्त्ययनं हि तत्। उपसर्गानशेषांस्तु महामारी समुद्भवान् तदा त्रिविधमुत्पादं माहात्म्यं शमयेन्मम। यत्रैतत्पठ्यते सम्यक् नित्यमायतने मम सदा न तद्विमोक्ष्यामि सान्निध्यं तत्र मे स्थितम्। बलिप्रदाने पूजायामग्निकार्ये महोत्सवे सर्वं ममैतच्चरितमुच्चार्यं श्राव्यमेव च। जानता जानता वापि बलिपूजां तथा कृतां प्रतीचिच्छाम्यहं प्रीत्या वह्निहोमं तथा कृतम्। शरत्काले महापूजा क्रियते याजवार्षिकी तस्यां ममैतन्माहात्म्यं श्रुत्वा भक्तिसमन्वितः सर्वाबाधा विनिर्मुक्तो धनधान्यसुतान्वितः। मनुष्यो मत्प्रसादेन भविष्यति न संशयः। श्रुत्वा ममैतन्माहात्म्यं तदा चोत्पत्तयः शुभाः। पराक्रमं च युद्धेषु जायते निर्भयः पुमान् रिपवः संक्षयं यान्ति कल्याणं चोपपद्यते। नन्दते च कुलं पुंसां माहात्म्यं मम शृण्वताम्। शान्तिकर्मणि सर्वत्र तथा दुःस्वप्नदर्शने ग्रहपीडाशु चोग्राशु माहात्म्यं शृणुयान्मम। उपसर्गाशमं यान्ति ग्रहपीडाश्च दारुणाः दुःस्वप्नं नुभिर्दृष्टं सुस्वप्नमुपजायते। बालग्रहाभिभूतानां बालानां शान्तिकारकम् सङ्गातभेदे च नृणां मैत्रीकरणमुत्तमम्। दुर्वृत्तानामशेषाणां बलहानिकरं परम् रक्षो भूतपिशाचानां पठनादेव नाशनम्। सर्वं ममैतन्माहात्म्यं मम सन्निधिकारकम्। पशुपुष्पार्घ्यधूपैश्च गन्धदीपैस्तथोत्तमैः। We have not started. Next week. Yeah. I think we have done the Dhyanam once, but I will do it again. Vidyudhama samaprabham. Vidyut means lightning. Vidyut. Ambal is actually the Kundalini form of Ambal is like a lightning. It just goes in a flash of a second up and it comes down. So she's always compared, because it is only a fraction of a second you can see the lightning as it happens in reality. So her Vidyudhama Samaprabham. Her complexion is said to be that of a lightning, shiny, and which appears in a fraction of a second. Mrigapati Skandasthitham. She's seated on the back of the lion. Skandha means the shoulders, normally the back. Mrigapati is the lion. He's the lion king. Mrigapati Skandasthitham. She is seated on the back of the lion. Bhishana. She's terrifying. She's looking like, terrible looking. Kanyabhi Karavala Keta Vilasa Dastabira Sevita. Kanyabhi, there are a lot of maidens, young women, who are surrounding her, worshipping her with a sword and a shield in their hands. They are gracefully holding it. Sword and shield doesn't need any grace there. But the Kanyavi, that is what they say, Karavala Keta Vilasa Dasta Birase. They holding it so gracefully, both sword and the shield, and Sevita, worshipping her. They're surrounded. She's surrounded by this Kanyabhi, the maidens, beautiful maidens, surrounding her, gracefully holding a sword and a shield in their hands. Hastais chakra gada shikhetapad vishikams chapam gunamdara. Hastai, what all she is holding in her hands? Chakra, first is chakra, that is the discus. Gada is something we all know, it's a mace. Asi means sword. Ketha means shield. Vishika means arrows. Chapam is bow and arrow. Gunam means pasham. So what she is holding? A chakram, gadha, sword, shield, bow and arrows, and pasham. All these things she is holding. 7 items are over. There is one hand that is left without any. Tarjani. Tarjani is a mudra. Tarjani mudra is always called as the mudra of vigilance, warning. It can be like, if you see in the temple, like before, in front of the Garbhagraham on both sides, you have Dwarapalagar, they are holding like this, warning us, like, you cannot go beyond this, or you have to take permission. I mean, it conveys something. It can convey at that time, you cannot cross this point and go there. So it is like, you go and observe it. When you go to the temple next time, excepting the index finger, all the other fingers are folded like a fist. And index finger, it is a kind of a warning it gives. Why this? Only with the index finger. It is called Tarjani Mudra. Tarjani Mudra. Okay. There is like, there are 2-3 interpretations that they have given for this. One is like, you have to be extremely mindful if you are traveling in the spiritual path. You have to be mindful of so many things, your circumstances and instances that is going to happen, and yourself, your indriyas. So many things you have to be mindful of, what you speak, what you think before doing anything. So you have to be mindful of everything if you are traveling in your spiritual path. That is one meaning they say. The other meaning is like, be careful. I will not let you so easily go. Like to the enemies, what she will convey. Be careful, warning them. I am here with all my weapons ready. Like that. And index finger is also the representative of ego. It's representative of ego. Index finger is that is the reason we show when we want to point out somebody, we point index finger only because we are pointing at their ego and we point as our ego. It is me. Like index finger denotes this ego. Very nicely put, no? So the ego is the main obstacle for our spiritual progress. That is one thing that she is conveying, that message. Your ego is the main thing that is hindering your progress, so take care of yourself. Bibranam analatmikam. She is shining, Bibrana. She is shining like analatmikam, fire. Anala is fire. So analatmikam, she is shining like fire. Then what is that came in the first line, Vidyudhama Samaprabham? There are two interpretations again, one conveying her nature like a lightning, and the other one also conveys the shining of her three eyes, because the Shashidharam Durgam Trinetram Bhaje, because it also conveys her eyes which are shining like lightning. That can be both. Okay. Here Analatmikam, so it is purely her complexion, her demeanor, that is like fire. That is like fire. Bibranam, she is shining like fire. Sashidharam, she is adorning a crescent moon in her crown. Durgam, Durga means the one who protects. Durgam, Trinetram Bhaje. She has got three eyes. I meditate on her, I worship on her, I entreat on her. All those things, Bhaje. So this can be as I said, with Vidyudhama, if you say the last line, Durgam, I meditate on the three-eyed Durga, whose eyes are like lightning, you can start from that. Or her nature being like lightning, you can start like that. There is nothing wrong in that. Both mean only her. Okay. Vidyudhama Samaprabham Mrigapati Skandasthitham Bhishanam Kanya Bhikkaravala Keda Vilasa Dastabira Sevida Astais Chakra Gata Shiketa Vishikams Chapam Gunam Tarjanim Bibranam Analatmikam Sashidharam Durgam Tranetram Bhaje. So she is seated on a lion whose radiance is like that of a lightning. She is dreadful looking. She has all the Shakti surrounding her with gracefully holding sword. That is the beautiful word. Dastabira Sevita. Gracefully holding and worshipping her, with gracefully holding sword and the shield and worshipping her. That is important. And what all she is holding in her hand? Chakra, Gada, Ashi, Kheta, Vishikams, Chapam, Gunam. All these things she is holding in her hand. And Tarjani Mudra, she is holding the Tarjani Mudra, warning everybody. And she is seated, her complexion is that of a fire. Bibrana, she is shining like fire. Durga Trinetram Bhaje. Okay? Now, for every time, all the Charitras has been starting with Om Rishi Vacha. Now, Devi herself starts speaking in the 12th chapter. Because what is the benefits of worshipping her? That is the main thing that we are going to see. What is the benefits of worshipping me? She declares herself. It is in the words of her. Here no Rishi comes in between. Only the narrative history is done by Markandeya. He says like Devi herself is now talking. Devi Vacha. Yebi stavaischa mam nityam stoshyate yas samahitaha. Somehow when I'm onto my laptop, I forget to switch off the Wi-Fi. Yebis tavaischa mam nityam stoshyate yas samahitaha tasyaham sakalam badam nashayisyamya samshayam. Without a doubt, there's no samshayam, without a doubt, I will destroy all the misfortune. Oh, Sakalam Badam. All the misfortune. I will Nashayishyamya. I will destroy. When? Yebhi stavaischa mam nityam stoshyate. The one who is reciting these hymns which praise me. These hymns, in general, she would, because the next line defines it, Madhukaitapa. From Madhukaitapa Charitra and Mahishasura Charitra. And so it means all the 13 chapters. She could have said that. So but she goes down to, she gives some kind of a thing. We all were thinking like, okay, 11th chapter we will recite. And we will get all the putting. She said, no, she says, it starts with the Charitram of Madhukaitapa and ends with Shumba Nishumba. Please read everything. So, Stavaischa mam nityam. Every day, if someone recites this hymn of praise, samahitaha, with the single-minded focus, that is unwavering attention, single-minded focus. If someone recites these hymns which are praising me, I will destroy all their misfortunes without a doubt. That is the first one. So from the beginning itself says like, this is, though there is no conventional Falashruti for this named Falashruti, this chapter considered to be the Falashruti because she says like, she numbers it, like enumerates what are all the benefits of reciting these hymns. So the next, before our doubt gets established in our minds, she says, Madhukaitapa Cha. So start with Madhukaitapa, the killing of Madhukaitapa. The Madhukaitapa Cha. Mahishasura Ghatanam. Ghatanam means the killing or destroying again. So the killing of Mahishasura, Madhukaitapa, the destruction. Kirtayishyanti tadvat vadam Shumba Nishumba yoho. And the slaying of Shumba and Nishumba. Those who recite the destruction of Madhukaitapa, Mahishasura, and the Shumba Nishumba. They only get it, not only the 11th chapter, okay? It is they only get the benefit of that. And that is to when? Ashtamyam cha chaturdashyam navamyam chaika chetasaha. Ashtami, both Ashtamis, Krishna Bhaksha, Shukla Bhaksha Ashtami, Chaturdashi, Paurnami, whatever it is. Chaturdashi before Amavasya, that is also fine. Chaturdashi. Because what happens, Chaturdashi before Amavasya is basically done mainly for Tantric values. So it is also done, you can do it still every day when you recite it as, need not be considered as, because Tantrikam came much later. These are all did for mainly Parayanam purpose, only these things were done. So Navami, Chaturdashi, Ashtami. Ashtami, Navami, Chaturdashi, Cha Ek Chetasaha. Ek with a single-minded focus. Again and again she is insisting on that. Samahitaha, she used that adjective there. Here she is saying Eka Chetasaha. Sroshyanti Chayavaye Bhaktya Mamama. She is not even asking you to recite. Go and sit there where it is being recited and hear this. Sroshyanti. So, Sroshyanti Chaivaye Bhakta Mama Mahatmyam Uttamam. Listen to this supreme poem of my Mahatmyam, my glory. That is enough. Like, those who listen get these benefits. That is too much. No? Na tesham dushkrutam kinchit dushkrutotthana chapada. Na tesham dushkrutam kinchit. Not even a small evil will fall on them. Not even small. Kinchit. Not even very little. Small. Kinchit. Dushkrutotha chapada. Sometimes we make mistakes by doing something wrong. And that repercussions of that also comes. It doesn't go, no action goes without any reaction. So if you do something wrong, Whatever the repercussion comes, that also I will take care. Don't worry. I will take care of it. Even if wrongdoing by yourself or wrongdoing by somebody. Somebody's mistake also sometimes we bear it, no? We have to see it, because slowly she goes to, from Adhyatmika, she goes to Adi Devika. So that is like, personal. This one is for yourself, whatever the evil that comes to you, whatever the misfortunes that come to you. And misfortunes arises due to some wrongdoing by yourself or by somebody else. Both. Bhavishyati na dharidryam. There is no poverty in that house. There will always be subhaksham in the house. No poverty. Bhavishyati na dharidryam. No poverty will be there. Bhavishyati. Like whenever it is recited, no poverty will come. Na chaiveshta viyojanam. Viyojanam is separation. Na viyojanam means no separation from whom? From the loved ones. From the loved ones, you will never be separated. So for to be together with all your loved ones, and these are all the thing personally for individuals. So no sin will come, no misfortunes will befall those who recite this or hear this, Shrotavya, hear this. Single-minded focus. It is not just sitting there and hearing and thinking about so many things. Mind is also there. Mind also should be there when you are hearing that. And some misfortunes that arise from any wrongdoing, and there will be no poverty in that house, wherever it is recited, and there will be no separation from the loved ones. There are two, the interpretation is like, no separation from loved ones. We all will think like immediately take our children, they are all somewhere. No, they are all somewhere. Distance is not the thing. Mentally you will not be separated from them, wherever they are. Wherever they are, mentally, because we have heard a lot of things. There are so many quarrels happening between the parents and the children, and they don't talk to one another. All those things we have heard in our experience, we have seen, we have heard a lot of things. Brothers not talking, brothers or sisters, siblings don't talk to one another. So there is no separation from loved ones, means it is not the distance or physical separation physically. Mentally they all will be together, always. That is, we have to take it only in that sense, because now that everybody is traveling, everyone is living in our house, everyone is living in every part of the world. So we cannot say like, how can you call it as separation actually happens only when the heart is separated, not when the house is separated. I mean, they can live in different countries, different places, even within India, they can live in different places, but mind has to be together. The loved ones, you should always continue to love them. Be it whatever be the small differences that you can have which arises due to circumstances, that is what he's saying. All those things like, wrongdoing, misfortunes arising from wrongdoings. It can happen. So there's no separation. Whether it is you want to win a war or a battle, you have to choose it. No? It's like that. So karma, basically, Devi Mahatmyam, the recitation, the bottom line, when you see all these things, the bottom line is karma. She is the only one who has the power over the law of karma. We normally say like, karmas you had to undergo the effects of karma. There's only like, we also say like, she comes in the form of Guru. What is the Guru does it? The Supreme Brahman does not have any control over your karma because it is mechanical. You just do it, you go through this. There is no anything like pavam, poor thing. No poor thing. Everybody is rich here with karma, so you go through whatever you have to go through. No? But Guru is so compassionate that he makes you go through it at a time convenient to you. You have to go through the karma. There's no escape from that. But Guru is someone who makes you go through it at your convenience. That is the best thing that you can ask for. So many times, when you have things piled up on us one over the other, there is no end to, we don't see the end of the sufferings. That is when you smaraniyam. You have to think about her. Smaranam. She doesn't ask for anything. Smaranam. Only think about her. So her karma, her blessings, grace is like she is the only one who has the power over the law of karma, because it is always considered Guru, she comes in the guise of a Guru. She comes in the guise of a Guru. That is the reason. This always says she is the one who has the power over the law of karma. Shatruto na bhayam tasya tasyuto va na rajatah. Shatru, you all know who is enemies, who don't agree with us, are all considered as enemies. So enemies. Sometimes our own people are our enemies. We are our own enemies. That is the worst that can happen to us. Okay? So, Shatruto na bhayam. No fear about enemies. Tasyuto vana rajatah. Tasyuto, dasyu is robbers, or dacoits. No fear from enemies or dacoits. And rajatah, from the government. That's important. From the government. Here now we can say government. There's no king here, so we can say government. Actually, the one who are ruling us. So you don't have no fear on all these things. Na shastra nalo toyoga kadachit sambhavishyati. Na shastra. Shastra, weapons. Shastram, it is not astram. Shastram, weapons. So, no danger will arise from weapons, fire or flood. Fire, analo, fire. Toyaugha is flood. Kathachit sambhavishyati. Whenever at any time it comes, there will be no danger for those who recite this. The 6 dangers are listed here. Enemies, robbers, Raja, weapons, flood, fire and flood. In this 4 are individual. That comes from humans. 2 are not in our control. It is the natural disasters. So now why I am listing this is separately. We will see what are all the troubles that we get. Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam, Adhyatmikam. The 3 kinds of sufferings that we have. Dukkhatrayam. We call it as Dukkhatrayam. I will explain slowly. Now, because the next one we have to say it and then Tasman Mamaidan Mahatmyam Paditavyam Samahitaka. Please recite this. She says, for all this sake, whatever I have mentioned above, for all this, recite Devi Mahatmyam. That is the reason. Recite Devi Mahatmyam. So, by whom, that is what Shrotavyam Chasada. Samahitaihi is reciting. So the one who is reciting. Samahita, we saw, is focused mind there. Samahita, here it is reciting. Every word in Sanskrit has got innumerable meanings. Contextual, it is mostly contextual. So, in the first, when we saw Samahita, it is focused mind. Here, Samahita means reciting it. Srotavyam, because reciting it and hearing it. Sadha Bhaktya, always devotedly recite and or hear this. Why? Param Swastyayanam Hitat. For its Ayanam means way. Param Ayanam means supreme way. Swastha means well-being. Swastyayanam Param Swastyayanam Hitat. For the sake of well-being, for supreme, it is the supreme way of well-being. It is the supreme way of well-being, reciting or hearing Devi Mahatmyam. Swastyayanam, Ayanam, I told you, is way. Param Ayanam is supreme way. Upasarghana Seshamsu Mahamahari Samudbhavan. Misfortunes and troubles that erupt due to epidemic. Upasarghana Seshamstu. Whatever misfortunes and troubles, Mahamari Samudbhavan, because of the pandemic or endemic, Samudbhavan, whatever that comes, arises because of that. Tatha Trividam Utpadam Mahatmyam Sameena. Trividam Utpadam. Also the three kinds of calamity. Now we will explain what the three kinds of calamity that they are mentioning. they themselves has enumerated. Now we have to only sections we have to make out of that. Adhyatmikam, Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam. So these Trividam Utpadam, the calamity of these three order, all these things, I will neutralize, I will equalize everything. So recite or hear Devi Mahatmyam with devotion, Bhaktya, Sadha Bhaktya. Recite with devotion. Recite or hear with devotion. Now three kinds of calamities, they have categorized three. Adi Bhautika calamities are actions stemming from the actions of others in the others. Not so many times. Just for an example, you go to a doctor. He puts a wrong injection or he conducts a wrong surgery. The result of it is only you are going through. Just for the sake of it. You have to go through. If someone makes a mistake, you have to go through, pay a price for that. Which is not in your control. Making mistake is also not in your control. But going through the suffering is only yours. Because of someone else's mistake, right? This is called Adi Bhautika. Okay? The suffering that erupts due to others. Because of somebody else's actions. Adi Daivika is something we all know, flood, fire. They are all natural calamities, which we call it as the curse of the divine. That is how the calamities happen in this, natural calamities happen in this earth. Earthquakes, fire, all those things are Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. So many times, physical illness and mental illness, psychological effects, that you don't need others to give you any headache. Because you think of something, you presume something, and you are worried the full day. For what? We don't know. But we are worried. No? So many times the suffering, that is a suffering, no? Keeping it in mind, not knowing, we assume a lot of things. These are all our own creation. One is created by others, you have no control. One is Adi Daivika, you have no control. But these are all the things which you have control is inflicted on by yourself on yourself. That is the suffering that we all go through. All of us go through that. We think and imagine a lot of things. Overthinking. Yes, correct. Overthinking. We don't rightly think. Overthinking. Dukkhatrayam. I talked about Dukkhatrayam. I just want to give a glimpse about Dukkhatrayam. Dukkam happens, suffering happens because of normally three things they say. Dukkhatrayam, Adibhautikatrayam. Adibhautika, Dukkam. Dukkam that happens because of, it is common to everybody. You are not the only one who is suffering. Okay? Adibhautika, which happens due to
others.
Not only others. Common things, say for example, the changes that happen in us from a child. First we will come to the child born. When the child is born, the child goes as much pain as the mother. The child cannot express it, so it cries. That is common to everybody. When, say, a epidemic occurs or pandemic comes like corona, everyone else suffer. And the transformation that happens in people, like slowly from aging, every stage, if you see, they have their own problems. Even a small child born today is also has a problem, because see, I am just thinking of something, these people don't understand, so I just cry. Still, they don't understand why I am crying for. Like, it is common for everybody. Illness is common for everybody. These are all the things, they are hunger and thirst. That is not only to humans, even to animals. That is old age. Old age is the common thing because the transformation keeps happening. So old age is also one of the sufferings that one faces. Fear of death. We all do all these prayers and all these things to get the manobalam, the strength, to strengthen our mind. Because fear of death is very, very common, prevalent in every being. Especially for human beings, because we have mind that thinks. We are not survivors here, we are seekers. Animals are survivors, they just want to survive. They get their food, they are very happy, they go and sleep. But we are seekers of knowledge, the ultimate knowledge. Till you get that knowledge, the fear is there. Fear goes when you get the ultimate knowledge. So the fear of death is one thing that bothers entire human race. These are all the things which is common to everyone. This is called Adi Bhautika. The suffering that comes with that is called Adi Bhautika, which is not in your control. It happens due to circumstances or due to the process, like the cosmic way of life, how it has to happen. It happens like that. So all these things are called Adi Bhautika. Now Adi Dhaivika, I don't need to explain all the storms, hurricanes, earthquakes, flood, fire, everything is called. It is also not in our control, which is actually, we call it as the act of the divine. So whatever the acts of divine, they are called Adi Dhaivika. It ends up in suffering. When there is going to be flood or hurricane or earthquake, we only suffer. The loss is only ours. So the suffering is there. The suffering because of all those things. Adi Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika, mainly our own desires. Adhyatmika happens, Dukkam happens because we always want something, and when we don't get what we want, then we have Dukkam. The suffering comes. That's the reason we call her a Swarga Pavarkada. Why? She gives everything in this world, whatever you want, and she gives the Swargam also. See, what we want, we need to have it. What we want, what we need, no. What we need is very little. Actually, our needs are very little, but our wants are more. So here, we want to acquire whatever we want. If we don't get it, then go to the counselor to talk about it. Nowadays the trend is that, no? Talking to a counselor, no? I am not saying anything about you. I know you are the one, you are also one. No, I'm saying, in general, you want to talk it out to absolutely a third person who is not connected to you. Who is not for her or him. It is just a matter of fact. The moment you get out, that also gets out of their head, because they have to see the next one to take all the dukkha from them. No? You are only receiving dukkha. That is what. So the thing, like the wants, what when we don't get it, that is one of the dukkham that we all, it is all our own creation. It is adhyatmika. So the sufferings erupt only from all these three factors. It is connected with the dukkhatrayam. That is why they have said in the last line, trayam, they have said as trividham utpadam. Trividham utpadam. So trividham utpadam can happen, three types. One is three ways, three types. Adi bhautika, adi daivika, adhyatmika dukkha. So all the things, I will protect you from all these things. Who else can say that? Literally from everything I will. She could have said like, I can protect you from everything. We will not understand. That is the reason she has categorized everything. She is mentioning one after the other. So much about dukkham. Now we will come to something nice. Yatraitat patyade samyam nityamayatanam sadha tad vimokshayami sanvidhyam tatra me sthitam. Wherever it is rightly recited, yatraitat patyade samyam. Samyam, correctly. Samyam means correctly, rightly, wherever it is recited. Nityamayatani, every day. I not only like every day reciting, I stay there every day. Nityamayatane mama, I will be there wherever. I will never abandon that place. So I will keep that place, I will reside in that place wherever it is decided rightly or correctly. Samyak, rightly or correctly. Nityamayatane mama. Sadha tat vimokshayami. Vimokshayami tat vimoksha is like, abandoning, or I will never abandon. Na vimokshayami. I will never abandon that place. Sanidhyam tatra me sthitam. I will reside in that place. My presence will be in that place all the time. I will never abandon the place. So, yatraidat patyade samyam nityamayatane mama. Every day when you recite it correctly, sadhana tad vimokshami. I will never abandon that place. Sanidhyam tatra me sthitam. My presence will always be there, abiding. Okay, that is the promise she gives. Bali pradhane pujayam. See, whatever the falls, for we taking, like doing it, first she says it has to be done rightly. Reciting this rightly. Whether you do the puja rightly, that comes next. Reciting this rightly is important. That is the paramount one. Okay, reciting this rightly. So next one comes the puja. If you make some mistakes, some inadequacies is there in whatever you are doing, I will correct it. Don't worry. Whatever you do, I will take it like that because you are reciting this one rightly. So just don't worry. Bali pradhane pujayam agnikare mohotsave. All the offerings, all the oblations that you do during the puja or the Agni Kari, in the Homa, and great festival, Mahotsavi, great festival. Here her festival is only Navratri. So great festival. Whatever you do, Sarvam Mamaida Charidamucharyam Shravyam Evacha. So all these deeds, if I will accept everything if you recite or hear my Mahatmyam. Correctly. That is correctly. Yes. So Bali Pradane Pujanam Agnigare Mahotsave Sarvam Mamaida Charidamucharyam Shravyam Evacha. So in every place, whether you are doing Bali Puja, whether you are doing Homam or whether you are in the Utsavam, you recite this. When you recite this during this time, what I will do? Janata vavi Bali Pujan Tathakridam. Knowingly or unknowingly, you don't know how to do the Bali Puja, you are still doing it, you are making mistakes, no problem. Pratichishyamyaham pretya Vahni Homam Tathakridam. Even the Vahni Homam, the Homam that you perform, you recite this Mahatmyam during that time.
But you have to recite correctly.
Oh, yes, of course. Something we have to do more.
No.
You have to recite correctly. Then Prati Chishyamyaham Pritya Vahni Homam Tathakritam. Wherever the Homam is done, wherever the puja is done, if this Mahatmyam is recited during that time, whatever the inadequacies in that day, with that I will accept everything completely. Whatever you do, no problem. You have become my kid. We just forgive our kids now if they make some mistakes. Like that, she will also forgive us. Poor things, this Ammo, she is reciting this, no problem. Let me not take too seriously about all these things I have accepted. So I will receive them gladly. Pratichishyam. I will receive whatever you do with mistakes also. I will accept it gladly. It is not with kind of any, shortcomings, like I will accept it gladly. Whatever you give, I will accept it gladly. Pritya Vagni Homam. To please me, whatever you are offering or with your offerings, I will accept it. Sharatkale Mahapuja Kriyate Yacha Varshiki. Tasya Mamaitan Mahatmyam Shrutva Bhakti Samanvidaha. Sharat Rutu Mahapuja. That is Sharat Navratri. That is the Mahapuja that happens during Sharat Kala. Kriyate Yacha. Actually, it is Sharat Varsha Ritu it is. When the Bhadrapada Masa comes, it comes in the Varsha Ritu. That's why they have used the word Varshiki. Sharat Kale Mahapuja, that is called Sharat Kalam. Ritu is Varsha Ritu. Sharad Navratri, Sharada Navratri, Sharat Kale Mahapuja, Kriyate Yacha Varshiki. Varshiki has got two meanings. Varshaka means annually. Varshiki also means during the rainy season. Varsha Ritu. That is actually Varsha Ritu. When the Sharad Navratri comes, no, the Ritu is Varsha Ritu. That is the reason she says, Sharad Kale. There is also another interpretations about that. Not only that Sharad Navratri, people who say about Navratris, different Navratris, the thing, Sharad Kala Navratri is Mahotsavam is Sharad Navratri. Varshiki, when they have used the word Varshiki, it also means the Chaitra Navratri, Vasanta Navratri, Vasanta Ritu, whatever now comes, no? So that is also accepted. They say for both. It is all interpretations. Varshiki means during the rainy season, which comes as the Varsha Ritu in Bhadrapada Masa. So that is Varshiki, annually also it means. So every year during the Mahotsavam, Sharad Navratri, Tasya Mamaidan Mahatmyam Shrutva Bhakti Shrutva. Paditavyam, no. Hear. So, if you feel you are going to make mistakes, ask someone to recite and do it. That also gives the benefit, no? So why not? Yes. Ekagrata. So with devotion, bhaktasya mamaitanma, bhakti samanvidha. With devotion you hear the Mahatmyam. During this season, what will happen? Sarva abhada vidir mukto dhanadanya samanvidha. They will be freed because of my grace from all the afflictions, all the badaham, all the misfortunes. Vinir mukta, you will become free from all the misfortunes. Dhana dhanya sudan vidaha, but endowed with, one is in the decreasing stage, one is increasing. Dhanam and dhanyam, sudan vidaha, and the progeny. All you are blessed with everything. Children, dhanam and dhanyam, everything will be increasing while your misfortunes will be diminishing. Manushyo mat prasadena bhavishyati samsaya. You will be blessed with all these things. Dhana, dhanya, sudha, everybody, everything. This is all my prasada, my grace. And there is bhavishyati. Everything you will get it. Bhavishyati. Na samshaya, don't doubt about it. There's no doubt about you getting all these blessings. And all your misfortunes are in the diminishing mode. All your afflictions, all your misfortunes, they come down. Whereas your all auspicious things go up. We say instead of wealth, grain and progeny, everything, we say dhanam and dhanyam and sudhanvidha. Then, Shrutva mamaitan mahatmyam chotpattaya shubhaha parakramam cha yuddesha. Now the fear factor comes. Fear. We have the fear about everything. Fear of the unknown, we call it. Whatever we know is standing in front of us, so it is on our face, so we know exactly. And whatever has happened, we are not worried because it is gone. What is going to happen is what is fearing us. The fear comes because of the unknown factor. So that is why death is also unknown to us. So we fear about death. In general, fear is the biggest factor in our life. That plays the biggest role in our life. That is what they say. Shrutva mamaidan mahatmyam tada chotpattaya shubhaha. Utpattaya cha, utpattaya shubhaha. All auspicious things. If you know, not all auspicious things. Shrutva mamaidan mahatmyam tada chotpattaya shubhaha. All my auspicious forms. Mahatmyam describes all my forms, no? So all my forms which are auspicious. Shubhaha, which are auspicious. Shrutva. You hear the Mahatmyam which describes all the auspicious forms of mine. Parakramam cha yuddeshu, not only my different forms, but also my prowess, prowess in the battles. Yuddeshu, jayate nirbhaya fumanan. That is when they become fearless. After seeing everybody kabanda and everything, where we will have fear? Didn't understand, no? Yeah, I'll tell you. When after hearing my Mahatmyam, which describes different auspicious forms of mine, Devi is telling. Like we have seen lot of her manifestations. Like we saw Kali, we saw Durga, we saw Chamundi, everything we saw, no? So these are all called auspicious forms. Mahatmyam only describes these forms. And it is all battle. Mahatmyam is only battle how Devi fought with the enemies. When you read or hear these stories, then your fear also will go. We will not have the fear of seeing a headless body. No, your fear about things will go, about everything will go. When you hear this Mahatmyam, which describes my auspicious forms, and the battle, her prowess in the battle, then all your fear will go. The fear is one thing that we have to keep fighting for. Rippava shamshayam yanti kalyanam chopapadyate. Nandade cha kulam pumsa mahatmyam amashrunvata. All the samshayam is destruction here. Ripava samshayam. All the adversaries or destruction will go to utter destruction. Ripava is adversaries. Ripava samshayam yanti. All the adversaries who are like, who block your progress, they are all adversary. Not enemies, they are adversaries who work against your welfare. So they will meet destruction. Samshayam yanti. Kalyanam chopapadyate. They die, all your well-being happens, no? If someone who is blocking your way, if they disappear, then you grow. Be it in a corporate office or be it in the household, someone is blocking your progress. If they are destroyed, then you can progress further. Your well-being is assured. Nanda decha kulam pumsam. Not only that, the family rejoices at your well-being. Family rejoices at your well-being. So, Nandade chakulam. Nandade is a delight or rejoice. Pumsa mahatmyam amashrinvadam. Those who hear my mahatmyam. Those who hear my mahatmyam, their pumsa. Pumsa means well-being. The family will be Nandade. Nandade is delightful, rejoicing. Kulam means family. Pumsam is the well-being. So, well-being, your well-being, family will be rejoiced to see your well-being. When all your adversaries are destroyed and you progress, family is rejoicing, happy about your well-being. Shanti karmani sarvatra tata dusvapna darshani. Shanti karmani. Shanti karman is something. It is like, for any karma, for any evil that has happened, you do the pariharam, no? Pariharam. You do pariharam for subduing that. Whatever ill has happened, we do pariharam. No? So that is called Shanti Karman. To anything to avert evil. Something going to happen also, you do some pariharam now. So you are protected from that from happening and things like that. Shanti Karman Sarvatra. I will, for those who are like, all the Shanti Karma, pariharam that has to be done. Sarvatra tatha dusvapna darshani. All the rituals that are connected with averting the evil, they should recite this so they get complete benefit from the karma. Shanti karmani sarvatra. Tatha dusvapna darshani. For those who are like, troubled with nightmares. Some people get up in sheer this after like, seeing a nightmare in their dream. Troubled dreams. So dusvapna, graha pidas, what are all they are enumerating it. First, Shanti karma, which she will take care of if you recite this when it is like, to avert an evil. And dusvapna, those who see only nightmares, they are troubled by nightmares. Graha pidashu, if I don't need to explain this because any planets not working well for you is graha pida. Graha pidasu. Chograsu, graha pidasu chograsu. That is what the stars, planets, everything. Mahatmyam shruniyan, for averting any evil, for the troubled nightmares, and for those who are troubled by the planets position. Graha pidasu. Mahatmyam shruniyan mama. Please listen to my Mahatmyam. What will happen when they recite the Mahatmyam is the next line. Upasarga shamam yanti graha pidascha darunaha. The intensity of your suffering due to that happens to the plant positions, that gets reduced. Upasarga shamam yanti. Upasarga samam yanti graha pidascha dharana. Whatever the severity of the planetary positions that happens, because which is troubling you, it is not like giving you anything good, it is troubling you, it all will get reduced. Shamam yanti, it all get neutralized. Duswapnam cha nrubir drushtam suswapnam upajayate. So it not only reduces the intensity of the planets' inflictions, it also turns duswapanam into good, sweet dreams. Suswapnam upajayate. It changes it. So you get to see only good dreams, not the nightmares. So for these two things, you have to recite Shruniyan Mama. Balagraha vibhutanam balanam shantikarakam. Balagraha is, I told you last time, it's a sishas. Convulsions that children have. So balanam, so those children who are suffering from this, shantikarakam, they are quietened down when they get the sishas. Sanghata bedhe chandrunam maitri karanam uttamam. Sanghata bedam is some kind of differences which divides friendship. Sanghata means friends, Veda means division that comes in the friendship. That is now, that leads to Maitri Karanam. Again they become good friends. They restores the friendship. So these are all the things sometimes you really wonder whether, scientifically whether these things will go well with. But the sound waves have got some kind of effects in our psychological demeanor. So it changes our personality towards that. We have to understand that. The sound waves that changes our personality, so we have the strength enough to face the situation. Things don't disappear. You cannot change the planets, but you can equip yourself to face the trouble. You are equipping yourself. You have to understand that. It is not like Ambal is going to go and change the Buddhan to Saturn to... It's not like that. Everything is going to go on. It is all nature's law. Cosmic law cannot be changed. They do their duty. They just keep rotating. Why sometimes Graham actually affects us is because of the karma that we have done. For example, if you are weak, you have your immunity is very low. Someone in the 4th floor or 18th floor also coughs, you will get cough here. Not everybody. What happens to those residing in between? Why they are not getting, why you have to get? You go now, the children, when you see them going to the class, small children especially, when they go to class, they bring all good things from the class. No, all infections come back home. Cold, cough, everything come back home. So your immunity level is low, you get affected. Not everybody is affected. We have to understand that. Not everyone is affected. Only when your immunity is low, you get affected because of the infection that goes around in a place. No? In the same way, all these things are happening there according to the law. Nothing is. When your karma is low, their positions, the energy that is transmitted through the cosmos to you, you get affected. It is not their fault, it is our own fault. So that is the reason we do all the Shanti karma, everything, to equip ourselves, to strengthen ourselves from being affected. At least the intensity to come down. Like if it is cold, you wear a sweater and go, so the Intensity doesn't affect you. If it is raining, you hold an umbrella so you don't get drenched. It is like that. It is exactly like that. You are just equipping yourself, protecting yourself. So the intensity comes down. You are wearing sweater or any jacket is not going to change the atmosphere outside. It is going to be there. Are you taking an umbrella or not taking an umbrella is not going to change there. You are only protecting yourself. It is this. So understand, whether it is a magic that everything will be gone if you resign. No, it is not like that. You are protecting yourself. You are equipping yourself so you can face the situation. It is a kavacham. It is a kavacham that you wear to protect you from that. That's all. But that is important. That's very important. We are all doing this only for that. That you have to understand that the physical health is very important in your spiritual progress. There is a saying that man with cancer cannot think about anything else other than cancer. No? In the same way, physical health is something you have to take care so your spiritual progress is not hindered. It is a statement in bold and underlined. Taking care of your physical health is paramount for your spiritual progress. That is why Siddha Vaidya came because of that. Siddhas were very clear on that. They are very clear. They are all great Siddhas, but they concentrated because they considered body as the temple in which the conscience resides. The Supreme resides in this. So I have to keep the temple clean and healthy. So it continues to reside. So this is the thing. Not only spiritual, physical health, mental health also has to be good. Durvrittanam aseshanam balahanigaram param. So evil doers, durvrittanam aseshanam. Aseshanam, not even one is allowed to come. The one with bad intentions, people with bad intentions, balahanikam, hanikaram param. Their strength is reduced. Whatever the evildoers, the strength of their evildoers are reduced, so they cannot be harsh towards you or do any harm to you. Rakshao bhuta pishachanam patanadeva nashanam. From all the spirits, fiends, ghosts, you will be protected from everyone, everything. Sarva Mamaidan Mahatmyam. See, this is actually a continuation. We have just stopped somewhere in between. So, I will say the meaning for this, but we will start with that in the next session also, because Sarva Mamaidan Mahatmyam Mama Sannidhi Karakam. So, if you have to keep me always near to you, recite this Mahatmyam, the entire Mahatmyam correctly. Pashu pushpargyadobhaischa gandhadibhaistatottamaihi. By offering cattle, flowers, pushpa, arghya means water, arghya also means gifts. Arghya, dubhaischa perfumes, gandha is again chandanam or some gandham, deebha, lights, incense, gandham, deepam, tatottamaihi. All supreme quality of all these things you offer to me. For a year, that is what the next one is like, offer to me for a year, what will you get? That we will continue it next week. So I will start from the 20th for explanation next. But the meaning, gross meaning is this. Like if for my presence, if you want to draw me towards you in your mind, then recite this Mahatmyam every day. And with offering Dhupa Deepa Aradhana, here they have mentioned cattle also, because cattle comes in the Bali sense. As so many times it is not It is not only bali. Actually, so many times, like we give present cattle to the temple. If you give dhanam to pashu with the calf to the temple, they draw milk and then they use it for them. It is not just bali. So pashu, you gifting cattle to the temples for we have seen like a lot of that godhanam, they do it to the temples because godhanam means not only pashu with the calf. So they give it to the temple so they can use the milk and the products of milk for the deity, for the abhishekam and other prasadam and things like that. Okay. With this we will come to an end, come to this session, because this we will continue next week because it's halfway through. This is okay. Guru Pyo Namaha.